We're back.
We're back.
If you're listening in chronological order.
Is that right? Yes, you should. That's my favorite way to listen to podcasts.
We took a slight break.
To regroup and open this new bottle.
We're moving on from Christmas to New Year's.
Because we're in that weird week.
I went to Total Wine, which is the effing devil. They can rot in hell and die.
I'm sorry, why? I like Total Wine.
They do, like, I get it as a consumer. Actually, no, as a consumer, like, they dumb down your wine palate.
Okay, I will say I bought beer there, so. Whoa! Oh, shit. Okay, we saved the laptop for the most part. Ooh, this looks a fun color. I can already tell it's going to be great.
So they do a lot of things to basically dumb down your wine palate and, like, reduce the overall quality of wine. They play to the lowest common denominator. And, like, yes, they're cheap. They are cheap. I'm not going to at all debate that.
Like the people that were yelling at us about seafood prices on Facebook. Thank you.
But they play to the lowest common denominator. And if you want to experience interesting things and support families.
I mean, cool. But if not, that's fine. That's fine.
Anyway, I went there and we've been hosed on champagne. Champagne is my favorite thing in the world. Like, it's not even close. Like, whatever thing you're thinking, like, oh, Nick, you actually like that more, you're wrong. It's champagne.
Okay, buddy.
Anyway, so Total Wine does all these direct import bullshit things where they're like, okay, also look at this font.
I know. I actually don't mind that font, but it's weird on a bottle.
You know what it is? It's like
a Garmon.
Yeah. Anyway, so they do these things called direct import where they like make up a winery and then sell as like it's a real winery.
I love that.
That's what this is. It's called Champagne Colony Parrot Fee.
That's creative marketing.
Actually, this one
Nick.
might be a real one. It's from Epernay, which I like Epernay. Anyway, it's champagne. It cost me $25. There's no way in hell it should cost $25.
Okay, quick recap. Champagne versus sparkling wine. You got it.
So Champagne, France is a region north of Burgundy. It's close to the Belgium and German border. That's very cold. There's limestone soils. They are the people that invented sparkling wine. Actually, what's Moet Chandon? Dom Perignon. He's the guy, the Dom Perignon is actually the guy that invented this method of making sparkling wine. He's the first person to figure it out. So Champagne has this figured out. They have the right soil, the right climate, because you need underripe grapes, really cold climate, and then a lot of time and all these things to do. So he's the guy that figured it out. So Champagne is a specific place in France that makes a specific method of sparkling wine with specific grapes to a specific quality level. And it's better than what everybody else does.
In America, you're usually buying sparkling wine. Like if you're just buying that $10 bottle of something, it's sparkling wine.
You can get cava from Spain and it's not superb. You can get, there's some decent bottles actually. They're cleaning it up. You can get Prosecco, which is garbage. You can get American sparkling wine, which is often good, often bad. A Wycliffe is garbage. There's South African sparkling wine, some of which is very good, some of which is very bad. There's Australian sparkling wine, some of which is very good, some of which is very bad. But Champagne.
Can we just talk about also this healthy pour for 2022? You're expecting it to be terrible.
So I'm coming in thinking like, I want to see how shit this is, but
Bridget think it's gonna be fine.
Is happy to just enjoy the bubbles and also happy to tell me I'm wrong.
I am very happy. Cheers. Ooh, yeah, I mean...
This is a $25 DI champagne. It's not good.
It's not great. But also, put a splash of orange juice in it and it's fine, in my opinion.
You know, you could do the same thing with an $8 bottle of Prosecco.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I will drink this.
So this is thin. Champagne should be rich, and so it should be both, like, very bubbly and rich at the same time because of the acidity and the aging.
It's bubbly.
It's bubbly, but it's not rich. Like, it's very thin. No finish.
Okay. That's fair.
There should be some more aromatics on it. There's none.
I'll give you that. It has a funky taste like the very first sip, but that goes away once you just get the bubbles.
I mean...
It's fine.
This is not as good as like the $12 bottle of... I'm sorry, the $15 bottle of Gruet from New Mexico.
I have no problem with this. But I actually do. I do have a problem that it's $25 because I stick around the $15 bottle for my sparkling wine. Actually,
anyway,
I have a great bottle of $12 Prosecco waiting for me at my house.
Prosecco.
Actually, I know. I really wanted to love Prosecco, but I just like the name.
Well, welcome everybody
to our New Year's special.
So this episode, we were like, do we do a normal? Because the Saturday holidays.
But y'all yelled at us about not doing the Christmas release.
If you listen to the Christmas release, you heard I hated Saturday Christmas. So one of the reasons was because it screwed with my podcasting schedule. Ron makes cheese another early Ron mention. Makes cheese every Monday. He bases his week around that. I record a podcast every Friday. Bridget records a podcast every Friday. I base my week
I
around
still
that.
like the Saturday Christmas. I'm going to be honest.
So we thought it'd be fun. We're going to do a little bit of what happened in the world in 2021.
Yeah, I haven't opened this because I wanted to react like
We're going to do a little bit of like making fun of people things.
What?
And a little bit of personal things.
Yeah, because, we got to talk about our ups and downs too.
So the first thing we want to talk about, I'm a huge fan of the New York Times. I'm a subscriber. I listen to the Daily. Even though Bridget hates it because it's daily.
The Daily, that's the wrong day, but that's fine.
They did a lot of 21 things that happened in 21 type of things, which is great. Like, I feel it's like a good note. Yeah.
So funny that people like the New York Times and also BuzzFeed do that.
So they did 21 things that happened for the first time in 2021. Surprising and serious events and trends noted for the first time ever this year.
So I did not open these so I could react in the proper fashion.
We're going to get a no bullshit Bridget take.
That's right.
Which, if you're not like personal friends with Bridget and you don't get the joy of like saying something stupid to Bridget and seeing her reaction.
And seeing her face. This is for you right now,
Bridget's
everybody.
not a great liar because you can see the emotions play out over the face.
I'm
it's the
a
Irishness.
liar. Terrible liar.
Okay, first one. An African woman leads the World Trade Organization.
Great. That's great news.
Cool.
Our world is not ending.
A purely digital artwork sells at auction for millions.
I'd have to see it.
That's bullshit.
I mean, I'm not totally against it. To be honest, it's the future.
It was an NFT or a non-fungible token.
No, that's bullshit. Let me take back my previous comment.
An autonomous drone was deployed to act humans, to attack humans.
Okay, this is my biggest fear, like robots taking over the world.
I've seen Terminator.
Yeah.
It doesn't end well.
I can't. This is too much.
A Dutch museum permanently features women artists.
Also amazing, but like the Dutch.
Why?
Okay.
Why is this happening in 2021?
But also, why did this happen 100 years ago?
The Rijksmuseum, which if you don't know is like the museum in Amsterdam. If you like art, it's like a place you need to go. For the first time in its 2-century history, the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam hung 3 17th century paintings by women artists.
Dude, have you been to Amsterdam?
I have not.
Me neither. Okay.
Do you want to hear a hilarious story?
Yes.
This is going to be a side. So we have a Dutch guy that works for us. His name's Ron.
So hard to understand.
His English was better in the 90s, so we like imported him. My grandparents...
I'm sorry, Ron.
My grandparents were very involved with our national trade organization, and they did a lot of international things and got to make a lot of friends around the world. We actually have friends from around the world. And we brought over via visa 2 different people. One, Kevin and Maureen are friends with.
Yes.
Terry and Mary Bain.
Oh, yeah.
And then Ron and his family. Van Bemmel from Holland.
Mm-hmm.
And so like in the late 90s, they came over here. We brought their whole family over on a work visa because like skilled labor, all the stuff. So he's from Holland. I went to London for a while and I was working at Country Meats and Time and he goes, "Oh, I hear you're going to London." I'm like, "Yeah, Ron, I'm going to London." He's like, "You should go to Holland." I'm like, "Actually, I was going to go to Spain for because I was there for 3 weeks because it's a weird combination of
I don't
circumstances."
think I knew that.
Yeah. So I was like, I was actually going to go to Spain because I want to go to the Prada. Because I love art. He's like, "No, you should go to Amsterdam." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "You could." I'm like, "Ron, I don't have I
don't need to do all the drugs, Ron.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, he's like, "No, you can take the ferry over and you can do the drugs and you can bang a hooker and just pass out on the streets and the police will put you in the jail and you'll get out the next day." I'm like, "Ron,
sounds great. But
you're 60." and by the way, he said this in front of my mother.
Oh my God.
So it's kind of yeah, drugs, hookers, cool. Thanks. I love it. But my mom's like, "If you go to Holland, I'll kill you."
We won't do this on air right here, but I spent a semester in London and I need to know more about your time there. I did not know you've been.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I love London.
Next time, some other day.
Next one, human brain wirelessly connects to a computer.
Oh, Great. I actually hadn't heard about that, so I kind of feel
good for
dumb.
the people with spinal cord injuries.
It's good for a lot of people, I imagine.
NASA's Perseverance rover makes oxygen on Mars.
This is excellent. Okay.
The world's largest jewelry brands releases its first lab-created diamond collection.
Who's the world's largest? Is it
Pandora.
Oh, Pandora. Oh, I wonder how far they are above Tiffany.
I would like to be clear. Diamonds are a ripoff. I spent a lot of money on my wife's diamond, though.
Love reading about the diamond industry.
You should all go see Diamonds Are Forever.
Or blood,
James
or
Bond.
Blood Diamond.
Ooh, Blood
I felt
Diamond.
real guilty about having a diamond after watching that movie.
This one's exciting.
Okay.
Mexico elects the country's first transgender lawmakers.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of political gain this year in that way. Like female, transgender, whatever, all of the above. Like
I would say I'm
I shouldn't say a lot, but for the world we live in.
Socially progressive and economically conservative, which I think a fair number of people are.
Sure.
And I was talking with like a very, I don't want to say very right wing, but like more towards the right wing spectrum of things person about some of this stuff. And
they're upset about the transgender
No.
people?
We were talking about this new whiskey we have, and it's all women distillers. And I was like, I actually do like to see this diversity in beverage making, because I think the more people that bring riffs to the industry, and like we all have different perspectives, I think it's really cool. And this guy who's like far right wing, he's like, yeah, I think it's a problem with like a company I'm not going to name. He's like, they have a bunch of old white dudes, and like in the world we are, like the more perspectives you can bring, I think the better.
That's great.
Yeah, so I do think more people are like, yeah, let's get a lot of different viewpoints.
A thing Tyler and I always agreed on was like, politics don't have to be completely polarizing. And let's be honest, politics play into all of this. We could meet in the middle. And like, we may not agree on everything, but I agree that women in the distilling industry is great. Or like metropolitan brewing.
Yeah, like the more people, like women. So
the
this
more
is like,
diverse set
the
of
left
eyes.
wing will say like, oh no, men and women are exactly the same, which is not true. Like men and women physiologically do perceive things differently. So like, I think if you can get more different viewpoints into food, drinks, whatever, like the more interesting things there are out there.
That's an open-minded perspective, Nick.
Number 9, Tibet to use its first bullet trains. I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, that's like not breaking news in my opinion.
Number 10, I didn't know this was a thing. National Geographic cartographers recognize the world's 5th ocean. Evidently, the Southern Ocean around Antarctica is another ocean. I
feel like I live under a rock. I don't know half of it.
I didn't know that. Number 11, Richard Branson becomes the first private citizen to enter space in his own spaceship.
Yeah, like fine, but he was overshadowed by the penis rocket. So
tax Jeff Bezos. Like, tax him.
Individually, just him.
If you can launch a penis rocket into space, you can pay more.
Taxes.
12, astronomers see light coming from behind a black hole.
Whoa.
13, this one I'm actually excited about. The world's first 3D printed school opens in Malibu.
Oh, totally. 3D printers. I was talking to my dad about this. Wave of the future, everybody. A few years behind, but yes. I think I wish they would be accessible to everybody, because I'm a big Grey's Anatomy fan still.
Oh, yeah.
And they 3D print organs. I'm sure that's happening in places. I don't know. Save some lives with that.
Number 14, this one's depressing. Sorry.
Oh, great.
Rain is recorded at the highest point of Greenland's ice sheet.
I mean, I love the rain. Sorry.
But that means global warming's gonna...
Well, yeah, hello, there's no snow on Christmas ever anymore.
Hello,
this is all
global
I need.
warming, my old friend.
This is all I need to know. There's never snow on Christmas anymore. Just
Number
kidding, there was last
15,
year.
El Salvador becomes the first country to make Bitcoin a national currency.
I think Bitcoin is a made-up thing for video game friends. Okay.
Number 16, Dapper Dan becomes the first black designer, capital B black, which, by the way, happened this year, to receive the Council of Fashion Designers of America Lifetime Achievement Award.
That is interesting to me as I am Googling.
I don't know Dapper Dan.
Oh, that's exactly what I was doing.
He is the first black designer, as well as the first designer who has not had a solo runway show to win the award.
He is fly. He should have a solo runway show. Look at his clothes.
I feel like
he is Dapper.
We're like, if you haven't had a solo runway show, you probably shouldn't be like in a Lifetime Achievement Award thing. But he probably got screwed over.
He should be in a Lifetime Achievement thing because he should have had a solo runway show.
I agree
and we
with
should
that.
not base all of our achievements on the solo runway show. Because he is fly.
I would like to have a solo runway show.
I know, it's like all my dreams.
Be a bunch of hoodies.
Except haute couture is a bit excessive.
I just call Adidas and be like, hey, more Arsenal kits. I got some super awesome Arsenal stuff for Christmas. Good work, Sarah. Number 17, an ocean drone captures the first footage inside a major hurricane. Did you see this stuff?
No.
This was actually cool. It was Hurricane Sammy. And it was researchers from Sail Drone. Anyways, cool.
Anyways, it was awesome. I do love weather-related stories because I'm a nerd.
SpaceX launches the first all-civilian crew into space.
Oh, SpaceX. I mean, like, want to celebrate it, but...
This one I think is hilarious. Number 19, France recalls ambassadors to the United States for the first time in the alliance's history.
Wait, why?
Oh, you don't know why?
I don't remember.
So France had a deal with Australia to sell them some submarines.
But thank
France
you for
was
making me feel dumb.
17 years behind or something ridiculous because... So this is the difference between Europe and America. They have union labor and we don't.
Yeah, we have union labor. Are you joking?
Not in quite the same ways. So, like, France is behind for all the reasons, like, oh, we're like... So Australia was, like, particularly pissed. France takes August off. If you're not aware of France, like, they don't work in August. And France is like... And Australia's like, hey, you didn't respond to our emails for a month.
Yeah.
That's not acceptable. And France is like, oh, no, we just, like, really respect labor, and we take August off because everybody takes a vacation. It's summer. It's great. And Australia's like, no, mate. We're giving you like $72 billion for these submarines.
This.
Yes, and I agree. And they're like, we're going to go look elsewhere. So then we're like, hey, y'all, you want some nuclear submarines? And Australia's like, oh, nuclear submarines?
Sure do. It's going to cost the same.
We can put some shrimp on them nuclear Barbies now.
And you guys work all the time, so sure.
Yes. So anyway, we sold them the submarines, and France is like, this is... I want my croissants back. Anyway,
guess
it's easy to make. So anyway, it's funny because, like, hey, France, like, if you sell people stuff, you do have to come, like, the American, English, Australian, New Zealand work ethic is a little different than, like, the Central European work ethic.
Also, like, if you're that
for
far
better
behind,
or worse,
you fucking work the 1 month you're supposed
yes!
Like, you're very far behind.
Anyway, so it's funny. It's funny. But also, like...
Reminds me of the More Dots YouTube video. Okay.
It's funny. Number 20. Sales of zero-emission vehicles surpass diesel sales in Europe. I don't care about what happens in Europe. They're...
more progressive than us.
And finally, number 21. A Filipino is awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in a first for her country. Maria Ressa... I think it's Ressa. R-E-S-S-A. I would...
Yeah.
Tagalog is different than Spanish, but it's anyway. She was co-awarded the 2021 Nobel Peace Prize for her enterprising reporting in the Philippines on President Rodrigo Duterte's controversial strongman tactics.
Co-awarded a Nobel Peace Prize is bullshit, first of all.
I agree.
Secondly, none of these stories were what I expected.
Also, I think Marvi should be awarded a Nobel Peace Prize for her cookie kits.
I would love one of those cookies
Filipino.
right now.
Oh, we have some upstairs.
Great. Go grab it. No, I'm just kidding. That was surprising.
2021.
And
what a year.
I guess what it says to me is 2021 was a complete blur. Like, when I'm thinking back, I was
agree.
like, oh, that actually happened in 2020. What the fuck?
We had a guy out today to look at some landscaping because we're, like, super unhappy with the stuff in front of our house. It's all, like, dying already. And
I mean, I hate
it was
landscaping.
done, like,
Make it all grass.
in a hurry because, yes, I
Just
agree
make
with
it all
you.
grass.
And he's like, why are you unhappy with this? I'm like, because it happened in May of 2020. He's like, oh, I was like, yeah, during everybody was pandemicking.
But why would that affect your landscaping?
Because there was no plants available. People weren't working. Because
there
it
was
was
no
like
plants available?
No, because
Yeah,
everything
right,
was
that's
closed.
a safe, like, industry. You're
You would think
outside
so.
planting shit by yourself.
But, like, we were all panicked during
literally,
the start
people
of the pandemic.
just gardened at that point. Quite literally. Not people with children, jobs,
Looking at
lives,
you, Dennis
or anything.
and Brittany.
But I'm looking at you, Brittany and Dennis, who have a thriving garden, because that's just what people did.
We have an episode called Drip Irrigation because of you, Brittany.
Because you guys have an outstanding garden, and every bush in front of my house is dead. But whatever.
We had some big podcast achievements this year that we're going to take a break in a little bit, but I'd like to talk about some of these.
Those, yeah.
We had 100 episodes, which is why we have these fly shirts on.
No,
And
because Shannon made us remember that we should celebrate that. That. But because we just were like, yeah, that's cool. But she was like, no, that is actually awesome.
It is actually an incredible, like,
Yeah.
we're the ones that did it. So, like, we shouldn't be, but it is an incredible achievement.
But we are going to pat ourselves on the back because Shannon made us with our new gear.
There's a lot of things that sometimes we fall short at, but we've managed to do this every week for 2.5 years, more or less.
I wish I could make other habits like that.
We're going to get to that later. We launched our Wine 201 podcast.
We did, and
it was great. It's got like, have you seen the stats?
Yes, I was looking at it the other day because of the Santa hat thing.
Yeah.
In Canva, and I also want to shout out the launch event for that because I've got to be honest, sometimes I hate on those because I get annoyed with planning another event. But that was a really awesome event. Like, it was just a great group of people that we still just saw some of them in the store the other day. And they were like so kind and like, when is your next event? And it's nice to have people, instead of like the naysayers that like to complain about everything, it's nice to have people be like, that was really fun. Could you do it again? So specifically, the podcast was great. I was surprised every time we did an interview that like, oh, this was interesting. And then the event everything about that whole series has like surprised me in a good way. So
season 2,
great job.
I went back and listened to this because I was looking at people that died.
This was the weirdest thing.
Emergency Prince Philip death episode, and it was a really good episode.
Of all of the weird shit, why is that what we did?
Well, because like it was like a zeitgeist thing because it felt like we're coming out like
I don't even remember when that was.
It was like in February or March, and like it was like
a year after the pandemic, and we thought the pandemic was over, and then Prince Philip died.
It was like really good. We had a good conversation about feelings. It was a good episode.
I don't remember it. I should listen to it again.
It was a good episode. I went back and listened. It was like 20 minutes of peak
of us just like being therapy. Because remember, this is therapy for us. So thanks.
And then the other thing, the Olympics.
Was that this year? I literally, that's one of those things.
The Olympics start in like 3 weeks again.
I don't know what's going on. We're in this weird like space-time continuum in this week, and so everything feels like a vacuum.
Our Olympics were good.
Okay, the Olympics were good.
I can't remember who won. Did Shannon win or did you win?
I'm sure I won. I think I did actually win, though. I have no idea. It's not about winning, Nick.
When Shannon dropped off our incredible swag, she started a group text with Bridget and I.
Yeah.
And so my phone says like Bridget and Shannon, blah, 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 blah. And Bridget
I was
goes
like doing
from
10 other things.
Like 10 feet away, she was like, who's Shannon?
I was like, is that my sister Shannon? And he's like, don't you have her number saved? I'm like, yeah, it's in my phone as Shannon, but like, why is she texting us about a gift? I see her every day.
And then I started this like weird, I'm like, I mean, you were in a womb together for like 9 months.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, you probably spent the most time with her of anybody on Earth. Like, wouldn't you know it's Shannon?
It was just weird because she was like, whatever question she asked, I'm like, you would know the answer to this. Like, you have a gift for me? I see you all the time.
She said, where are you right now? Because she has tracking on you.
Yeah.
Twin SP.
Track my iPhone. Find my phone, whatever the fuck it's
Did you see these things about AirTags being used for nefarious reasons?
Michael and I, my brother-in-law and I, Shannon's husband, Michael and I were just talking about this because my mom loses her water bottle in her house all the time. So she's like, I can't find it. It was right here. And so we were joking. I was like, Mom, I'm going to get a tracker for you to put on your water bottle. And Michael went into this whole thing. Whatever. It was very funny.
Michael is very worried about tracking.
Yeah, he is. And I'm not. Like, my kid's webcam, you could probably go find her online. It's on the internet. You can check out my 2-year-old sleeping, you creep.
You're welcome to it.
Or not sleeping because she's crazy. So anyway, do we have to take a break? Are we good on our card?
Yeah, we should take a break here.
We've got a lot of time to go, so we're going to take a moment to pause before you get to hear about our ups and downs of the year.
Highs and lows, I think is what Elliot calls it.
Highs and lows, everybody.
Highs and lows.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
we are marking time, and we're marking. I mean, literally,
Cha-cha-cha.
like 2020 gone.
I was looking at my notes and I'm like, wait, was that 2021? So maybe I'm wrong. We'll see.
I don't know. We're back.
I don't even know. Shit, this was 2020.
That was 2020.
I mean, technically. Okay, we're back. Hi, hello.
All right, so we're going to talk some happy memories. And then
what
we're going to
here
go
for.
into some other things. I would like to talk. I have 5 happy memories I want to talk about. Mother's Day wine walk. We did
Dude.
a really fun, like, Mother's Day wine walk for friends.
Because a few years back, we worked together on one for the city of Lake Geneva, and it was bomb. I was like about
It was
to
really
give
good.
birth to Lucy, and the boys were all really hungover, but we made them do manual labor and sweat it out.
We were fine.
They were hungover, and so it was
But
great.
we did it.
It was like a super. We're gonna pat ourselves on the back. It was a super successful, super fun event that the city then screwed up. But whatever. So instead, this year, Nick thought he'd recreate it for like the best friend moms, which was. I'm taking your thunder. Go ahead. It was so good. I'm just trying to give you props. It was really good. I'm done now. You could talk about it.
I went to Kansas City.
No, talk about the wine walk.
Oh, we just had the moms out. I made a bunch of stations. I made a bunch of food. Ron helped out with charcuterie. 2 Ron mentions.
Wow, Ron. He did it like in the backyard here at his house.
I have
the field, I should say.
I have a field. It was great. The dads watched the kids, had some beer. We had a lot of fun.
Until they were very clearly like, it's time to come inside,
okay, well, it was
wives.
like 4 hours later. And like, so like the last hour is like all the kids were like, where's my mom? Where's my mom? And like, we fought them for like,
I don't know.
No, your mom's
busy.
And then like the hours like,
we don't care.
we either like
release them.
literally hold you down and not let you anywhere near your mom, or we just like let you run outside and go find your mom. We got a bunch of Domino's pizza at the end because
we drank a lot of wine. Well, I have to tell you, I think every mom would agree from that day that like that was the best gift. Give us hours of time to ourselves, drinking wine with friends we like, and then Domino's pizza.
So I designed this thing. I think I put 16 wines together, whereas like there's no way these bitches are gonna think they can drink this much wine.
We did.
Because it's like, if you put like 10 wines, you'll be like, oh, this is a challenge. I'm like, if I put 16 wines, you'll be like, okay, let's just sample.
There was no sampling. We were like, well, we have to finish this. It's going to go to waste.
So that was a lot of fun.
Okay, sorry.
That
Move
was a
on.
lot of
It
fun.
was so great.
I went to Kansas City. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of barbecue, a lot of breweries. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. The Bucks.
Oh, man, that's on my list, obviously.
Man, my God. Them winning the ship.
And the ship, the growth of Milwaukee return. Thank you.
Our friend Leslie was in the store the other day, and we're talking about that.
I'm sorry to have missed you, Leslie.
She's kind of a thing at the Visit Milwaukee.
She's a thing.
And she managed to be out that night in Deer District, and then she said she hit like 7 bars and ended at the St. Kate.
What? Oh,
Yep.
my OG stomping ground.
And she said, so she was supposed to have a thing the next morning that she had to call out of.
Yeah, that was smart.
Her boss, Peggy, was able to make it happen, I guess. Which, I mean, Peggy's hardcore.
She knows people.
But anyway.
Man, that you just brought me back to my life like a long time ago.
The Bucks winning was
marquee 2021.
We got a swing set, and we've been playing a lot outside.
Just as exciting as the Bucks.
And I'd just like to say how much I love my little baby girl.
Oh, that's key, Nick, right there.
It's just been like really nice how much she loves playing outside on swing sets, and we can just go outside and play with her. And we got the swing set in our backyard, and it's just so much fun.
I love your list.
I love it. And then I'd like to end with tacos.
Yeah, right. Highlights of 2021.
2019 made me a 2020. Jesus.
I know. I'm like actually second guessing.
2020 made me a much better chef. Like, I'm not a chef. I should actually be clear about that. Much better cook. I learned a lot. And my taco game this year, so we're like incredible, hardcore Taco Tuesday people. My taco game this year has just been off the easy. I've been very proud of my tacos. I love tacos. I've made some incredible tacos. If you look at my Instagram,
Yep.
I put them on stories usually, so they're gone.
Gone.
But I have made some incredible tacos out of all the different animals.
Which is really a fascinating highlight of the year.
You people who make vegetarian tacos are wrong.
I like vegetarian tacos.
You're wrong.
Bel Air has a fried avocado taco. There's nothing wrong with that.
Avocados aren't vegetarian. They're terrible for the environment.
I love avocados.
I agree, but they're not like... ugh.
They're still vegetarian.
But they're bad for the environment. I think vegetarians are now vegetarians because environmental reasons.
Oh, boy.
I would just like to be very clear about... You're actually the second person recently that told me how good their fried avocado tacos
they're
are.
good.
Kyle was all about them, too.
That's right, Kyle.
Anyway, I just like to be very clear. My taco game in 2021 has been incredible. I love tacos. They're my favorite. I've even made better ground beef tacos, which are terrible.
I made them last night.
And I just love tacos. So, yeah.
Wow, Nick.
So, Mother's Day wine walk, that was a lot of fun. Kansas City, like the 3 days off I took in this year. The
true.
Bucks winning their first championship in 50 years. Simona playing outside with my baby girl. And tacos.
Well, Nick, my memories, I have a couple, too, work ones, because, why not? And a few others. Did our pop-up shops happen this year?
I know. I was like, oh, shit.
I know. I was like, was that this year? So I have long time, whether it was related to a job or not, wanted to do pop-up shops. Whether I wanted to just like support that in Lake Geneva, which is really hard to do, or do it myself. So we got to be able to do a couple pop-up shops with Lake Geneva Country Meats and Kevin, who owns the building, formerly known as Fleming's, and Maureen. So we got to do a couple pop-up shops.
Should we call him Kevin, formerly of Fleming's Limited?
Formerly LTD. We were very grateful to be able to have that space and do these super fun things really cool. That like the city should do more of. So,
Fuck you, Charlene.
Fa la la. So pop-up shops. That was a huge highlight for me. That was early on in the year. A lot of work, but like really awesome. And people came in. So like, pop-up shops work. Okay. This happened as in it started in 2020.
I can't believe this.
Kept going. Elliot started kindergarten, everybody.
I got to do pickup one day with you.
What year is it? Did it start in 2021?
I don't know.
Yes, it started in 20. God damn it. I'm the worst mom. He was in 2020, he was in preschool.
That's right.
With Mrs. Nelson. Continued. 2021, he started kindergarten. Okay, that's what I thought. I just second guessed myself. Guys, I'm a terrible mom. But he started kindergarten. The reason this is notable is it has been a huge year of growth for him. Like, Nick has been there for pickup. Yep. I just feel like he grew up.
He's such a good kid.
Well, okay. Join me in the morning for pickup for drop off when I have to like tell him to put on his shoes 25 times before we get out the door. But
you know what we're fighting right now?
What?
Shirts.
Cool,
we're very
man.
not into shirts.
Yeah, so we're like, go to daycare without a shirt, kid. That's what I do. But Central Tennessee has a lot of rules. So he started kindergarten, and it was just a huge year of growth. Like, he just turned from like a 4 or 5-year-old to like a 10-year-old. So I was talking to another mom who was a teacher, and she said, yep, and you're going to see this huge growth between January and March of this 2022. I'm like, shit, I'm not prepared. So that was a highlight, happy memory, super cool achievement because, my children are, basically my life right now. The other child, I flew alone with her right before she turned 2, which one might say is an adventure. If you don't have kids, they cost money once they turn 2 to fly. So I thought I would fly her to Seattle to see my sister before she turned 2. She did really well. It was a lot, but I also got to see a tulip. I got to go to a tulip festival that I have wanted to do for years. So that was a huge highlight.
I would just like to say how brave you are. So
thank you.
There's certain behaviors in Simona that were like, oh, that's Lucy. They're not bad, but they're brave eccentric. And bold and eccentric. And if you've seen Fleabag,
what?
Lucy's got some Fleabag things
I don't know
going
what
on.
Is.
Oh, it's an Amazon series. You would like it. You should watch it.
Sounds terrible.
No, it's really good. It's just you should look at it.
Okay, great.
Anyway, Lucy's a very, very extraordinarily strong woman.
She is confident, yeah.
And Simona will do these things. We're like, God, why did you think you could just flip us a bird? And it's like, oh, Lucy taught you that.
So flying on a plane with her. But, luckily she was at a good age to, like, be distracted by, like, looking out the window. So it was mostly okay.
Also, Lucy has much more hair than Simona. And I think Simona just has hair envy.
Hair envy. So I did fly alone with Lucy for the first time, which is notable. Got to go to a tulip festival that I had been dying to go to. The Bucks, great. We already covered that. Soggy Bottom Club is this really cool thing.
So I would like to go back to the Bucks. We texted like 11 o'clock at night about a lot of things.
Yes.
Not usually about sports.
But this year we did.
This year was like...
the Bucks!
And I would just like to be clear. Tyler is the one that got like college money to play basketball.
Not Bridget.
And Tyler is the one that like could not give...
Yes. Tyler cares much less about sports than I do.
And it was like... I'm watching this
Tyler,
thing. I'm
this
like,
is an amazing thing in this city you love. That's fine.
The text between us of like the Bucks and the Bucks game were just long.
It meant so much more to me than just the Bucks. But there's an amuse-bouche about that, so you can check it out.
And me sending Tyler like, oh man, what do you? Because like Tyler understands basketball and he's a great coach and all the things.
Right, much better than
of like,
me, but.
Hey Tyler, what do you think about the shift that like they're doing with PJ Tucker?
He's like, I don't know.
Nothing.
Where me, I'm like, oh my God, Peter Fagan, this means so much to the city. Okay.
Peter Fagan, Man of the Year from Biz Time.
Yeah, duh. He should be. I'm sorry, but like.
I love how in every picture he looks like he's hammered out of his mind.
Always. He did a lot for the city. Love it or hate it, okay, everybody? Okay, so Soggy Bottom Club is this really cool thing where my dad used to pick up my Elliot, when Elliot was the only grandchild, at like 6 or 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and he would take him out and go down to the beach. In Lake Geneva, you get charged copious amounts of money to go to the beach.
So much money.
So I think at 9 a.m.
Thanks, Charlene.
Thanks. I think at 9 a.m. they get charged. So my dad goes down there with Elliot and now all the other grandkids. So over this last year, I feel like it really grew. And he named this club Soggy Bottom Club. So the kids would go down, they'd get used to the water, they'd eat donuts on the beach all before, the beach charged you money to go. And the idea was originally my dad did it to like give us a break on a Sunday morning when he was the only grandchild, et cetera, et cetera. This year, the Soggy Bottom Club really grew and it was so fun. We would start to go with. We actually made him merchandise for Christmas.
Aww.
Shannon's idea. So cute. We made merch, shirts, sweatshirts, cups, etc., towels. So Soggy Bottom Club was cool. Also, Tyler nailed...
Can I just talk about the Soggy Bottom Club real fast?
Of course.
Because
yes, because we've seen you.
Yes. So this was the Simona and Daddy time of we would wake up at 6 o'clock on Sunday.
Give Mom
and
a
I
break.
would take her down for a walk. This was like our special time together. And so we'd be walking down by the lake and it'd be like walking back from the Williams Bay side of the lake. Yeah. It's like, huh.
I know those people.
That looks like Bridget's car next to mine, or that looks like Sean's truck, or that's Shannon's Jeep.
And it was.
And then we're like on top of like, hi guys. And Sean's like, come on down, jump in. I'm like, no.
That's Sandy and Messy.
No, thank you, Sean. Thank you. We're trying to give Sarah a break, not make more bath time.
I know, but that is the joy is I'm always like, oh, it's so sandy. It's so messy. And my dad's
so gross.
Like, who cares? It's great. There can be sand in the car. So he has changed my mind. And those mornings have been like, that's kind of like the mom time with the kids and the grandpa. And we let the boys have a minute to breathe. So
Tyler's fine.
Sleep
He's
in.
Fine.
Speaking of Tyler, he got me a bomb.
This one's good. Tyler killed
Christmas
this one.
Gift. So birthday gift, not Christmas. And my birthday's in September. And we went to I always
get confused between your birthday, Shannon's birthday, and Lake Geneva Country Meets birthday. They're all
so
very
hard.
close together.
2 of them are on the same day.
And it's very confusing.
I'm so sorry about that.
You should be.
I'm so sorry about your troubles. We went to downtown Chicago. So I love the city. I love any city, any night. You can just like take me for a glass of wine in a city. I prefer cities where there are people and noise and activity. So city, yay, but double awesome. We went to Banksy, who's like, if you don't know who Banksy is, Google him. Amazing street artist. So like graffiti is art or you hate it, whatever. But I love Banksy. I've loved him for years. There's a documentary called Exit Through the Gift Shop. You should watch it. All
it's
about
a good
him.
One. Yeah, I like
so
that
he's
one.
like an anonymous street artist, whatever. So there was an art exhibit in Chicago about Banksy pieces of art. So also, spoiler alert, for Christmas, he bought me a piece of, like, one of my favorite pieces from that exhibit that I was like, and yes, just a print because people were not millionaires here, but a print that I hadn't seen that was so good. So he bought and framed a piece of that for Christmas. So we went to this really cool Banksy exhibit, and that was a giant highlight of the year for me. So love you, husband. And lastly, I started a solo podcast.
Can I just say one more comment? I'm on Reddit. We've talked about Reddit a lot.
Sure.
They have a hilarious Tinder subreddit of
Oh my God.
cringy profiles. If you were on Tinder these days, because, let's say you
I
were
was never on Tinder.
15 years younger, maybe 20, let's be honest.
Yeah, come on.
You would have, take me to the city and buy me a drink, and
Take
you'll
me
see
to-
what happens.
Is that what people on Tinder
That
do?
would be your profile right
I'm
there.
so out of date with Tinder because I'm
Take me to the city and buy me a drink.
much older than that.
Okay.
Okay, great. And then I started a solo podcast. So it was just meant to be a quick little preview of the week. And no, you haven't heard me during the holidays because I took a break. So sorry, but my therapist taught me about boundaries. So, that was super fun. I love to talk about myself. So Nick let me do that on Amuse Bouche. So you can check that out.
I have one last one. It kind of goes
Good.
a little bit about the podcast achievements. I was thinking about this the other day, but it's really, honestly, just great. Like, our friendship, and we're able to do this thing, and
And have some fun.
yeah, and I'm just, very grateful. I'm like, I made fun of the Ron,
Yeah.
you make cheese every Monday. I made fun of the Nick, every Wednesday you do a new sale thing. But,
we make fun of things. That's how we get through it.
this orbit of my life of, every Friday, Bridget and I, sit down, and we just
Laugh for an hour.
are the horrible people that we are.
Except for today, it's Wednesday, so we're shaking because it's off schedule.
But I'm very grateful for that as well. It's just,
I have
I'm grateful
loved
you're
it.
my friend.
Oh, thanks. As we drink this shitbag champagne.
It's not good. You keep trying to tell me it's good, and it's not good.
I keep drinking it, which is how
It's fine.
how New Year's is, right?
fine,
You're like,
it's
whatever.
fine.
I opened this bottle, I'll drink it.
Okay, so now I pulled an article
Yeah,
of
this is great.
speaking of being horrible human beings. So here
We're
are the
gonna make
most
fun of
common
everyone.
New Year's resolutions, the top 10.
Okay.
We're going to comment on these and how you can succeed at them, because we're not here to bring people down. We're here to build you up.
No, I'm here to bring you down.
Number 1, exercise more. Buy a Peloton like I did, and you're going to be shamed because you're going to get emails every day you don't work out. Hey, it's Emma Lovewell. Haven't seen you in a while. You should work out. Buy a Peloton. You'll work out
I
more.
wanted this whole episode to be about hating on the Peloton, but Nick said no. So yeah, good luck. Exercise more, guys. Great luck to you.
Number 2, lose weight. Stop drinking so much.
Work out on your Peloton.
Or here's my other idea. I work 60 hours a week. I'm stressed out of my mind, and I've lost a lot of weight. So do that.
Someone told me the other day they thought I was losing weight, and I was like, I have nothing to tell you besides I've been really stressed. And then they were just silent. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Thank you.
It is a hilarious oh, you look good. You've been losing weight. You're like, oh, you thought I was fat?
Yeah, I know.
So it's a good
I've just been really depressed. Thanks.
it's a good comeback of I've actually been stressed out of my mind, and that's why I've lost weight.
And then they don't know what to say. But thank you for noticing.
Number 3, get organized.
Cool. We think we're organized.
Go
so-
buy a planner.
Google Docs.
Or Google Docs.
Okay, yeah, good.
Number 4, learn a new skill or hobby. Drinking is a skill. Go to your
Crocheting.
local bar. Start drinking Bud Light.
Oh,
It's going to be a skill.
this sounds like a 2020 thing. I'm going to learn how to crochet and garden. Screw you. Good luck to you. I
If
want to
you're
make
not
sure.
watching on YouTube, the look that Bridget just gave the camera of screw you
I
and
just
your
want
new
to
skill.
shower 3 times a week. Or 7.
Speaking of, carpe diem. Live life to the fullest.
This is a bullshit. This
I agree.
Who sets this resolution? If you did, bless you. Good luck to you. But that is not a goal. That is not, what do you call it? An active, what is it called?
It's not an actionable goal.
Actionable goal.
Measurable goal.
I
It's
was
not a smart goal.
There's some smart goal. There's a corporate word for this.
I don't know. If you feel you're not living life to the fullest, just go like, I don't know, do you.
Yeah, this is a full day. I feel like it's been a full day.
Number 6, save more money / spend less money.
Yes.
It's pretty simple. Stop spending so much damn money.
I will say, I was surprised that there was not a lot of budget goals, or resolutions. Like, I guess I thought someone would be like, focus on my budget, make a better budget, like whatever. But this was the only one. Very vague.
I actually did almost have a I have a 2022 goal that's to like more regularly save money. But it's in like a purposeful way for Simona's things. And also like I'm pulling money from equities and putting it into real estate because I think America's
okay, buddy.
Anyway, number 7, quit smoking. You're an idiot if you started smoking.
I've never smoked a cigarette in my life, gotta be honest.
Have I talked about my smoking cigarettes fantasy on this podcast?
I think it's a terrible fantasy.
So I've never smoked a cigarette in my life.
Neither have I.
And in college, I had this set of so I'm a dreamer. Like I'm an extraordinarily vivid dreamer. Always have been. It's probably related to some things. But I had this set of extraordinarily vivid dreams where I walked down the gas station. Our campus was at this huge hilltop, and at the bottom of campus, there's this horrible little gas station. And I walked down there, which I'd never been in my life. Like when I had 0.01 gallons of gas, and it's the closest gas station.
Cents in my bank
I would
account.
never ever go there because I'm like, this is too dirty. I walked out of this gas station, bought a pack of Marlboro Reds, lit them up, got on a horse like the
barfed
Marlboro man, and I was just swimming in it.
Wow, buddy!
Like swimming in it, like hot chicks.
Are you
like
a dream reader person?
No, because I've spoken to many therapists about this, and they're like, it's just who you are. It's not
fine.
It's fine. So yeah, so I had this set of extraordinarily vivid dreams, and this was during the dry spell of just swimming in it while smoking some Marlboro Reds.
Ew. I think nothing is more disgusting than smelling cigarette or kissing cigarette smoke.
And that did not make me smoke. So
why
just don't
would
do
it make you smoke?
Oh, because men are very motivated by...
Because men are the worst.
Okay. Number 8, spend more time with family and friends.
Who are you spending time with otherwise?
I hate my family.
You love your... Okay, please.
Simona, I recently went up to her this morning and said, good morning. Said, no, Dada.
No, Dada. Elliot said, pick me up after I go swimming today. I'm like, okay, pick me up early, but make sure it's after I go swimming. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Your family doesn't love you that much. Your friends probably hate you.
I mean, of all of the resolutions, sure, spend time with family and friends, but also who are you spending time with if you're not spending it with them?
If you really want to spend time with your friends, start a podcast.
Yeah, this is the only way we do it. / every day.
Number 9, travel more. Coronavirus says, ha 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 ha.
Best of luck to you. Flights have been canceled every day. And read more. I get on board with this.
I'm actually really on board with read more. Here's my advice. I talked to Emily, our friend, the librarian, about this.
The director of the library.
The head librarian in charge. I want to do head bitch in charge, but
she's not a bitch. We love her.
No, it's bitch in a positive. Yeah,
it's bitch in a positive way.
She's the head bitch in charge. She is running that thing.
We love Emily.
Emily's the greatest. And I was like, I'm gonna buy the Kindle Paperweight because it's this tablet looks like a book, and the only thing it can do is read books.
Correct.
It can't go on the internet. She's like, oh, I have one. It's the greatest thing ever.
I have one as well, but I still prefer books.
I actually like it because
I like them both.
I just like that when it's quiet time, I can see it and everything.
I will bring the Kindle if I'm traveling, but if I'm at home, I want a book.
I am reading so many books.
That's great. On your Peloton?
No, at night.
I really wanted to spend an hour ragging on the Peloton.
I've video gamed less and read more books, and I'm happier.
I have a long list already of books to read for 2022 when I have my book nook in my new house.
I'm reading the Ian Toll Pacific War trilogy right now.
That sounds really awful. Okay, so Nick, what are your hopes and dreams for 2022 that will all be squashed by the nation we live in and COVID?
So my first one is to get my house situated. So before we did the podcast,
this is funny to me.
I had to move half the shit I have downstairs, which is all cooking stuff for work, more or less. I had to move it off the table that you see if you're watching on YouTube over to the shelves over there. Actually, to the table where I take pictures of food. I have some shelves. I need more shelves. I would like to get this house situated.
I just want to say, if you guys have a house or kids or a family or a life, and you come into Nick's house and you want to say, get your house situated, there's like 5 minutes of work over here that has to go on a shelf. Okay, buddy? Yeah.
I don't have 5 minutes.
I mean, like, you could hang curtains and some artwork, but putting shit on a shelf, yeah, I'm ragging on his dreams.
I mean, I could do it. There's more things. I just need to get it done.
Yes.
There's always like another thing I could do.
Oh, well, yeah, man. Home
I
ownership.
just always do them. So one of the things.
This was heavy, man.
I'm not great at like follow through and sticking to things. We've had this discussion of like, just shut up, Nick, and do it.
Focus, Nick.
I need to get better at that. I need to get better at that.
That feels like a resolution, man.
It does feel like a resolution, and resolutions are bullshit. But
Bullshit.
like, I think I've actually gotten better in like the last, let's call it 4 months of like follow through, like taking the like wooden stake and driving it through the heart of the vampire to like finish the thing you said you're going to do.
Damn.
Like, I think I've gotten better at, like, I said I'm going to do this. It's going to be done. I think I've gotten better at that. And, like, 2022 is going to be the year of me being like,
progress.
No, I said we're doing this. We're doing that. And that's, like, both a personal life and a professional life. And it's, comes from my family. It's a weakness my family has. And, I'm going to make it better. Like, I'm going to break the cycle. Some people break the cycle of poverty. I'm going to break the cycle of indecisiveness.
That's the same. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the same. Those are my things.
Nick's number one, I would like to get my house situated, made me laugh because he has a beautiful brand new home.
Well, it says LOL right after that.
So it made me think,
I don't have tall bars up yet.
Will my house renovation ever start?
It's also why I put LOL. I was like, Bridget doesn't have.
Haha, Bridget doesn't have a renovation. Haha, still. Haha.
Oh, did you see our good friend Tristan Christ is also like billing onto his theater?
I haven't seen that.
The
algorithm is not showing me
that. It just
got
announced today that he's doing that.
Congrats, Tristan.
So Pete Juergens.
Well, we found a new builder to do our house, so it wasn't another 4 years.
I'm so excited for your house.
I am very excited. We found a builder to actually do our house, and he will do it here in the new year, is what we are told. So I'm very, very excited. I've spent a lot of time now suddenly, like rapidly making decisions because we knew that would happen when it came time to finally build. So we were told that we would be able to do it this winter.
I'm so excited.
Hooray. So you know what I'm most excited for?
Tyler's D&D room downstairs.
No. To be able to host a damn party again. Like, I used to host things all the time.
You did such good parties.
Regardless, I just have been like, I'm not hosting anything. My mother-in-law was like, well, what about Christmas Eve? I'm like, I'm so pissed off about our house. I'm not hosting shit. So that's fair. It honestly makes me angry. So I think 2022 is the year that our house will be renovated and amazing and great. So you can all come over. Yay! Hooray! I had to talk about for something else in my life, like a wish for the new year or a hope or a dream. And I've been noticing a lot, like obviously paying attention to my kids a lot. And like, whatever. I love it or hate it. Like, my kids are a big part of my life right now. So what I realized, like, if I could make one wish for my kids, what would it be? And somewhere along the way...
Jeff Bezos money.
No, it's not that. Somewhere along the way, I realized that I just want my kids to be confident. So I was blessed, hashtag, to somehow, like, I was pretty confident in myself, in my thoughts, in my feelings, whatever. And that really helped me in a lot of ways. So I hope my kids will feel the same way. I know Lucy will. I want Elliot to feel the same way. And like, whatever you're doing, feel confident about it. I think that trickles down in a lot of ways. So that's a big wish of mine for 2022.
Have you shown them The Sound of Music?
No.
You know, Maria is singing, they're like, I have confidence, confident me.
I don't love The Sound of Music. Sorry. But I think overall, I would like them to be confident. I would like to balance things better in my life, whether it be exercise
more boundaries
and work. No, boundaries are a pitiful excuse to do something like, my boundary says I can't do this. Okay, that's great. I think that like the millennial generation below us has used it as an excuse and like has then made it kind of, what's the word? Like, not useless. Like they've made it a moot point. Like they're using boundaries as like a weapon.
Yes. It's like
know?
weaponized incompetence.
Yeah. Like it's okay to have boundaries. It's great to have boundaries, but like don't use them as an excuse to just like not do anything you don't want to do.
So I almost put this in one of my resolutions, like, fuck the haters, because I pay too much attention to the haters. I like, it fuels me. It's like a mental disease of mine. But I just want to start ignoring the trolls and like, hey.
Yeah, that would be nice.
We do us, you do you, F off.
Thank
I don't
you.
care.
Yeah.
There's too many like millennials trying, like, I know the cancel culture thing like is not really a real thing, but the like, I don't want to, so I just put up a recipe about some Korean stuff, and luckily we have a friend who's Korean, who's a chef, that I was like,
It's
hey,
a great resource.
Hey, young, if I say like these things, am I going to get destroyed about like effing up Korean food? He's like, nah, just change this a little bit. And like, so, but then like, I was like, according to my Korean friend, Chef Young.
Right. You have to like justify everything.
I would like to like start ignoring that and just be like, hey, I actually really like Ghanaian food. I don't know a ton about it. I don't know any Ghanaians personally.
Here's what I've learned.
Like, I've checked out these cookbooks. I made this recipe. It's delicious. You guys should try it too. And like, not care about I'd like to not care about that stuff.
And I feel like that was a result of 2020, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking 2020. So
if you're not Ghanaian, you can't talk about Ghanaian food. What?
It's 2021 now, going into 2022, and here we are.
You know, 2022 is going to be 2020.
I know.
Two.
I like saw that, I don't know, meme, GIF, whatever, for the first time, and I was like, I feel like I hate this. But now it's growing on me because, like, here we are.
Ta-da!
I just feel like it highlighted, like, our country as a shithole. So, hooray! Everybody, let's try and find some positive things. Send them in. Do you have a resolution? Best of luck to you. Do you have a wish? Even better. A word for the new year? Even better. I want to know. I saw a cool thing about starting in the new year. Every week, like on whatever day you deem most doable for you, write down like a memory from that week or like something good, put it in a jar, and then the next new year read that. I'd like to do that, but I won't, I'm sure.
I have opinions about resolutions. I just like to be clear about how denigrating Bridget was towards your resolutions.
Yeah, I think New Year's resolutions are stupid. I mean, talk about a Hallmark holiday. Like, give me a Valentine's Day card, but don't fucking say on January 1st is the day you better start eating healthier. It's bullshit. And I blame that on when it came around to Lent. Instead of giving something up, my parents were like, why don't you just, like, do something better? And I agree with them. Like,
I am with that. That's what I do every Lent.
I used to give up McDonald's fries. Like, fuck, that's not teaching me anything. Like, what if I did something better for all of Lent? And so that's what I blame New Year's resolution hatred on. Just saying.
Well, guys. Merry Christmas.
Fa la la.
Happy New Year.
A joyous New Year.
No, joyous Kwanzaa.
I know,
We're in the middle of Kwanzaa.
Yep. We, as usual, thought we use this as a therapy session.
Don't know exactly what Kwanzaa is. I know I'm a terrible person, but actually today is the second day of Kwanzaa.
Is it?
We've done nothing for Kwanzaa.
Yeah, that was bad of us.
Yep. But...
Well, Nick. All right, guys. If you have any New Year's resolutions, ideas, funny stories, words, inspiration, all the things, send them to us because we love to hear them. We'll read them as we start the new year and encourage you to keep them up. If not, just like go into the new year hoping you can survive because it's been a shit year again.
Hopefully you are as terrible of a person as we are. You're comfortable with it.
If not, I'm really sorry.
And you're just like, you know what? I'm out here doing me.
So happy 2022. Celebrate safely if you're celebrating, please. Actually, you're listening after you've celebrated.
You're listening after
Okay,
you've
well, I hope you're home safe.
We will be here for you 2022 and beyond.
Regularly scheduled Sunday programming so you don't get mad at us.
Thanks, guys. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Joyous Kwanzaa, Shalom, Hanukkah.
It's 2022 now.
What else?
It's 2022 now.